Hey guys, and welcome back to the Zach and Carl report. I'm Carl.
And I am Zach.
This week we are doing a news week, so we're going to go over the week and the news that has come out. We've got a segment at the end. We've got the Boris speech and the confusion around it, and to be honest, a couple of weeks ago, I think, the UFO images that have been released. So, firstly, we're going to talk about the Boris speech. So Zach, have you seen the Matt Lucas thing? The Matt Lucas
Yeah.
meme that's gone viral everywhere.
Clearly I've been under a rock the past few days because I have only just watched this video as we were
Okay.
planning the episode. But yeah, it pretty much sums it up. The guy's Boris impression was amazing. Basically, in this video, he's just. I can't put it simpler than he's just saying, oh,
Yeah.
"Go to work, don't go to work, go to work, don't go to work," which is pretty
Mate.
much the confusion. And as well as this, I watched an interview on this morning, and it was Piers Morgan having a conversation. I'm not sure who the person was specifically, but he was having a
Oh, was that the
conversation
one
with
with
someone.
the MP?
Yeah, the
Right.
Conservative
Yeah.
MP,
Yeah.
and he caught him out.
Mm. Yeah. Big
And
time.
I'm not gonna go into more detail than that because I don't want to stray away from the point. But essentially, like it's very obvious that the Conservative Party, who are supposedly meant to be leading the country, they don't really have a clue themselves, and it's
Yeah.
bad because obviously as well it kind of the way that they're going about things as well, like this whole, oh, if you're able to go to work then go to work, it kind of shows that they care more about the economy than the well-being of people, in my
I
opinion.
yes, I was talking to someone about this, and I didn't go into too much detail with them, because I'm not normally political, but
Yeah,
um,
neither.
I do understand that it's not cool of the government to sort of like put money ahead of health, or especially of their own country. But at the same time, people don't work for nothing, and if there's no money running around in the economy, the people that work to help other people won't work.
Yeah,
And
I know, and
if you
that
get
comes
what
out
I'm
of the
saying,
pocket. It comes out of the
it
pocket.
exactly it's as much as yes, we want to help everyone, the economy's got to run, otherwise nothing's gonna run. Like
Yeah,
it
no, 100%,
it
100%.
sounds cynical, I get that, but
Yeah, I mean,
I
obviously,
guess they
like
have to.
the other side of the story is like people are so quick to point the finger and blame and always criticize what people are
Yeah,
doing wrong, but
yeah,
like there's always like the plus side. Like, I mean, it just means that a lot of people can get back to their normal lives as well as this. And obviously, personally,
yeah,
I think like physical health should be the main priority because you wouldn't want a loved one or anyone you care about getting the virus and potentially,
yeah.
dying.
The worst of the worst. Yeah,
Yeah, but then there's that whole other side of the spectrum that, and it's like there's probably people who love their jobs and their mental health is getting affected because they're cooped up in their house all day, and it's
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
like,
And just linking back, like with as much as the me like my favorite thing about what's come out of this speech is the amount of memes, and especially Matt Lucas's thing,
yeah, I mean that was his
and
impression was
how it's been
amazing.
used, and like all the even like TikToks from wherever, but also media in terms of like the Sun to the Independent, they've all got different views, and
Yeah, I mean,
some are like, oh, it's not confusing. Some are like, yeah, it is confusing.
in
Or
my opinion, it's confusing because, like, honestly, I don't even know. I don't even know what I'm allowed to do. I was speaking to one person. I'm like, so am I allowed to like meet up with one person, or is this like, or like if I'm
yeah.
exercising and I go out, are we allowed to do it as like a
Mm.
group, or like what's going on? Like, it's so
Yeah, I mean
unclear.
they put that out there as what was it? Unlimited exercise. But I don't see people limiting themselves to an hour. Like
Yeah,
people I've spoken to haven't been only doing an hour.
Un-
Excuse me.
unlimited. It's just a bit of a point. Yeah, it's just like it's a bit. And also, they were saying this thing of you can play sports with members of your household.
Oh, the memes coming
And then
out of
the one where it's like, oh,
this.
me in the kitchen, and it's like the office where he like boots the ball, and you know when someone boots a ball at you and they fake shot, and then you turn around, you're like, oh, like one of
No,
them
there was
ones.
a UFC one, and it was like me and my nan in the back garden playing
Oh
UFC.
yeah,
Just
wait,
like absolutely knocks the guy out.
man, I love
Um,
UFC. That's a, I gotta check that one out. But
um, but yeah, I mean, I see it as I don't see it as much different from what we had before. Um, Meeting people, I feel like meeting people, I still would have met someone the same now as I would have a week ago in terms of social or
social
physical
distancing,
distancing.
yeah, yeah.
Like, just not you're not like getting too close. I don't see what the difference is.
I mean,
Um,
realistically, I think what it was a bunch of waffle, and what they were basically saying is we want certain people to go back to work just to make things a bit easier for us. But they just included a bit of waffle on there in there to because it
yeah,
was this whole thing
yeah,
of,
no, I
oh,
think
Boris is going to make a big announcement on whatever Sunday, and then it's just like it's just
yeah,
waffle, and like how they have these stupid
yeah.
things like, oh, the Queen's going to make a speech, and then like you hear it and you're just like, this is just pointless. Like, I don't listen to that stuff on Christmas Day. Like, Queen's speech, get out of here, man.
I can't say I've listened to a King's speech in a couple of years.
Yeah, neither, isn't it? Like, it's like if it's like there's
Um,
nothing to watch on a Christmas, but like it's the same concept. Like, I'm not gonna
yeah,
listen. Like,
yeah. I like they could replay one from 10 years ago, and I would
yeah, isn't it? Honestly,
still.
I mean, like Princess Diana could be in it, and I would not even clock. I don't know if that's too far, too soon, too soon. Nah.
Too soon. What do you mean? um.
Oh.
Anyway, talking about I was gonna say talking about mythical things, but she was real. You're gonna go on to the UFO and what
Yeah,
you
yeah.
said
So
about that a week ago, whatever it was.
essentially, another thing I literally just watched in the plan, whilst we were planning the episode, but you know, fairly educated on it now. Essentially, the Pentagon released videos of what they claim to be a UFO, and what from the footage it seemed to be a
Right.
UFO. Well, are we gonna
Yeah.
include a video of that here?
Yeah, yeah. So I won't put a video. I'll
Yeah,
just
links in the description.
I'll put in images.
Links in the
I'll
description as
yeah,
well.
I can
Yeah.
put a link, but also I'll just put an image on the screen now,
Yeah, yeah. But
showing what the footage shows.
no, but honestly, guys, I would recommend you watch this video because honestly, whilst I was watching it, it was a thing of you can tell that it's something different. I mean, that's if there's no like editing or this
Yeah,
isn't a hoax, because when
yeah.
a plane moves through the air, like there's you can see some form of turbulence, whether small or big at the time.
Mhm.
You can acknowledge
Yeah.
the like the effect of like the wind and stuff on it. I'm not gonna pretend I'm
Mhm.
a physicist because like I don't, but you know what I'm saying. And the same with
Yeah. Yeah. No.
helicopters. Like
Yeah.
when you move, there's gonna be
Mhm.
turbulence. But this thing, it was
And
like
it
straight,
goes fast
it was
as well, innit?
straight like
Like,
straight line of
it's
movement going
yeah.
fast in the air. And I was watching this and I was like, damn.
Well, I think when they released it, I feel like they wanted a bigger reaction because I don't think many people know about. Or maybe they do. Or maybe I'm just being naive, but I feel like they expected more of a reaction of like on the news about, oh my God, there's now UFOs that have been shown by the government. The government are showing a little bit more into their secrets and all that. But
Yeah, but
it's
I mean,
the shape of it is weird as well.
it brings into question like aliens. Like personally, I think aliens
Oh,
are
for
real.
sure.
No, but the thing is,
Why
a
not?
lot of people they think of it. Oh, there's aliens somewhere out there. But how do we know that there's not physical entities which we're not able to perceive, or that are just very good at hiding themselves? Have you guys seen Sonic the Hedgehog? This guy stayed undercover for years. I tried to
It's
keep a
true.
straight face while saying that.
Nah, but like, uh, but yeah, definitely. I don't see why like an alien couldn't be real. The
Nah.
same way we've evolved from like specks, absolutely nothing, and the easily in a different solar system, whatever's out there. Again, I'm not an astrologist, so I can't give you any sort of terminology.
Yeah.
But I like the you don't need much for life to start. and once it started, it just barrel rolls and
Yeah, I mean,
rolls.
even from what we know about what's out there, like the different galaxies and solar systems and whatnot, and the
You know
fact that
one thing,
the
right?
yeah, go on.
You know one thing. I don't know who says it, but it is said
Mm.
that we know more about the universe or like out space and all that than we do about the sea. And to me, that's
That is
bollocks.
no, it's true though, because like,
I,
what
but
did?
how do you? I'm sorry. Space is massive.
Yeah, I know, but it's a thing of like, do you know what?
The
Actually, that is an
universe is
amazing point.
huge.
I feel like there's probably
You're
just
telling
greater
me that
investment into it.
we what?
Think
We
of,
haven't gone further than our solar system, apart from like maybe a camera or a like
yeah, I
that
know, but you know what?
shows
It's an
distance. But
impossible scale to compare, and I feel like that's why some people might say because compare the size of the whole universe to the size of the ocean. Now, obviously, we're not
mm,
gonna know how much of the universe we've discovered, and they claim that it's something
yeah,
that's always expanding, whereas we know
yeah,
that we've only discovered what 10% of the ocean. I'm gonna say.
yeah. It was yeah, it's
So
quite
I
small to be
mean,
honest.
whoever said that, like upon like in hindsight,
It
like
must be. It must be a comparison.
that's a yeah, but you can't. There are two things you can't
No, like that.
compare
No,
though.
no. But like in terms of scale, like if you scaled up,
Yeah, but how do you scale the universe when we don't know
yeah,
how big it
okay, yeah,
is?
yeah, no, yeah,
So like,
that's fair.
use
I,
this guy that's saying this
hmm,
needs to have
I
some
don't know
words with
who's.
Zach. Bliss.
Yeah, like yeah.
Yeah, no,
Have a word with Zach. He's got a couple
yeah.
fucking points.
I'm not happy. I'm not happy with you, whoever you are. Yeah, yeah.
Um, but no, it's interesting. I think if UFO like, wait, the thing is, I was thinking about it, right. I was looking at the image. I was looking at the videos, and at one point I was like, this could just be some guy with a drone, like just
Oh,
flying
yeah.
it.
Actually, I
Some
mean,
absolute
drones are
speed.
pretty steady.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
they
but
don't
you
show
see, the thing
colors
is,
and they can go pretty fast.
what I find interesting is the way the news articles and stuff are phrased. It kind of seems like, oh, we're giving you these videos, but we have way more in
Yeah.
the tank. You know what I'm
hmm
saying? But like that
Oh,
could just
of
be.
course they do. That leads on to the question of like Area
But do you
51.
know what? Also, why is it always America? And why is it that all these films where these things happen are always based in America? Conspiracy theory?
True.
Hmm?
Oh God.
Hotel?
I
Trivago?
mean Travago straight
No,
up.
but you get what I'm saying. Like, it's always America. Like, what's going
Yeah, but
on? It's like the
they
aliens
love
are
a bit of
like,
attention though. They love a bit of attention.
yeah, but it would be interesting to know, like, if these things they could go on in like the desert in the Middle East, and like there could be
hmm
footage somewhere out there, and like
Yeah.
the whole world just has this. It's like we've been programmed to think
Secrecy,
like
like
America, America, America. Everything goes on in America because all the
'cause
films, the
yeah,
media, the TV shows,
it's
the
like
main place,
I'm
California, New
waiting.
York, like. But like what
I'm
like
waiting for the Rock to save the Earth. Like
no
every,
man, I
he's just
want
gonna come out superhero and
film idea Saudi Arabia Saudi Arabian superhero, you know. That's
I can
sign
tell you
me
what.
up.
I'm sorry.
Oh, but
But no, it's a weird thing, and one day maybe if but, oh that's one thing also like we don't know what's gonna be the future, but right now you could look at it and go society is now locked down forever. if this if COVID keeps spiking, right, we could just be like this for the rest of our lives. And
no, I
I got
mean,
a email from a uni saying that the first semester is going to be online. So first semester lectures
oh
are going to be online.
what? No,
So yeah,
I heard.
imagine it peaks
So
again,
you're telling me
and
I'm
then it's
paying
not just the
9K a year
first.
for a Skype call with a stranger when I could easily
Exactly.
buy
It's
a
like
book? Oh man.
yeah, let me stay at my house. I don't have to pay any apartment fees
Oh my
for the
god.
first semester.
No, that's good because I
I
booked
mean,
a expensive ass place that I've only just recently realised I'm not going to be able to afford. So
right. That's
cheaper.
you might want to check that one out. Like if you
Yeah.
can't afford it.
No, do you know what it was? It was like, oh, a brand new studio flat in Bournemouth by the beach. Only
Oh
two
yeah.
left. I was like, I
Just
mean,
got in,
I'm an idiot
just
if
got
I don't.
railed in.
I'm an idiot if I don't do this. And then it was a thing of I accepted my offer and now I've decided to change courses and it's like I'm gonna have to switch accommodation and switch courses, gotta redo my whole person. I'm just venting to you on the show. I gotta stop talking. But
No, 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 it's fine.
for anyone who wants to
Um,
know what's going on in my personal life, that's pretty much it at the moment.
and that's the Zach segment. There you go.
Mm.
Um, talking about segments, we have a new and first proper segment, not a Zach segment, about stupid news. And this week I found one, of course, being in America, doesn't
Whoa.
tend to be anywhere else.
Whoa. That's
What?
worse than the
What are you worrying?
that's worse than the Princess Diana joke. There's a lot of
No, it's
Americans.
not.
There's
No,
only
it's
one
not. I'm
Diana.
sorry. You can search your birthday and search Florida man with it, and you'll get something like
I
killed a koala bear with a toothpick or something.
and that is the
Some
next
shit like that.
episode sorted.
Yeah, we'll talk about all the different Florida men that have done stupid shit.
Yeah, but
Anyway, yeah. So
segment.
this news article was about a strip club that is doing drive-through. Now, in my head, when I first saw this, I obviously it doesn't make sense, right? I mean, how?
How
How?
isn't it? I feel like,
How?
but
Right?
do you know
But then
what
again,
though?
go on.
I'm gonna tell a little anecdote. It's a little personal story that kind of links to this that I think the audience will find funny. So basically, about a year ago, my mum, one of the things she does is she has a catering company, and she was like, "Yeah, this guy who owns a strip club just came up to me and asked me to make some sandwiches for the club." And so it's so random. It's so random, but it's funny. So she does this, and she gets home, and she's like, and I'm like, "Yo, like, did you leave any sandwiches for me?" And she's like, "Yo, Zach, like, realistically, do you think I would allow my son to eat sandwiches that I've bought in a strip club? These men that are touching the women and then touching the food, and you actually think I want a sandwich?" And I was like, "Do you know what? Fair point." But anyways, I'm waffling. Back to the thing.
Yeah.
Strip club
Yeah. So
drive-through is
see,
it?
no, you're close though, because basically, they were offering. It was catering essentially, so they were offering
Oh,
food.
see, not far off.
Yeah, no, so they were offering food as people were driving through, and I quote, offering food and a little entertainment with it. So
Mm.
they were getting food, and then there's, I'm assuming from the photos, uh, strippers on just poles that are just outside where they're delivering or
Nah.
they're picking up the
Mm.
food,
I
and they're
mean,
just sort of like while you're waiting for the food to come,
so
you like
is it like you're paying for the food or you're paying for the strippers?
no, you're just paying for the food,
And it
but
just so
there's just
happens.
strippers there. They've put strippers there,
So you're telling
and
me in like 10
people.
years if I want to get a McDonald's with my kids.
No, this is at a strip club.
Oh, but it's like
So
a
the
side
kit,
service. I get you. Yeah, okay.
yeah, no, so yeah, their kitchen is providing food for people to drive through, and then there's strippers there,
No,
and this is
okay,
a
okay, I
yeah,
get
and
that. But
the strippers are then getting tips because they're providing entertainment. So like people are putting
me,
however many dollars
mate, just listen
in
to
a
the
little bucket.
radio. Capital FM does the job. I don't need.
I mean,
Could
I'm sure there's like some real thirsty truckmen
also that's just gonna
that
distract. If I
driven
were driving even slow and that stuff was going on, like I would be
just get
distracted.
distracted.
I would
Like,
I'm telling
rub
you,
it
the
in.
amount of accidents that are gonna occur in that drive-through. I'm
But that's
telling
what
you
I'm
now.
hoping
I
that
know
it's
what men
like
are
a
like.
slow drive-through.
Yeah, but you see, another
Um,
reason I don't think that will work is because, I mean, out of the people I know who go to strip clubs, which is zero, but out of the people who I've seen on social media who go to strip clubs, I feel like one of the reasons they go is that ego gratification of like, oh, look at me, I've got money, I can touch this girl, and like, whatever that, all of that rubbish. And I just feel like
right.
I feel like going to a strip club drive through for food, that defeats the point. Like surely someone's just gonna go, especially in America where there's like they've got
Right,
like
yeah.
mad drive throughs for like different
Unless it's like
stuff.
I mean I have to be honest, I haven't read too much into this, but like unless it's like a gentleman's club where you have to be a member of the
Wait, a gentleman's club
Like,
for a public stripping drive-through?
well, no, that's what I'm saying. So maybe it's not public. Maybe it's a membership thing.
Or like a little tunnel?
It's like a little secret, like underground, illegal place. No, like you're only allowed in if you had a membership to the. I don't know. Do you?
I get
I
your
don't
point.
know,
I get your point. Like an exclusive thing where you get food, and,
yeah.
and it's just so exclusive that
Maybe
as you're
maybe
getting
you
this
do.
food,
Maybe you do like pay premium on the food
I mean, imagine
to see
thinking you're
some
that amazing.
jiggling ass.
Imagine thinking you're that amazing that look, when I buy food, I can't be listening to the radio. I need someone to make it rain. I need to see dancing.
Hang on. Would you go out the window? Would you do it out the window and just like
Just
make
make
it
it
rain?
rain.
On some girl, like.
Nah, man, that
Anyway.
money's going towards the food. I could be buying more fries with that money. I'm
That's
not.
true.
I am. I am
Exactly.
putting that.
I mean, I'd like you can look all you want, but like
Yeah.
you're not getting any money or tips for like.
Only
I'm
females.
spending that on food.
Using the F word again. Only females that I'd give money.
Females, free males.
If I'm
Um,
seeing a girl and it's a gift, or like any girl I know, if it's a gift, that's it. That's it. No strippers.
Anyway,
like
right.
you're like
20-minute
shut
mark
up.
has been reached.
Yeah.
20-minute mark. We're gonna wrap it up here then.
Yeah. One thing I'd like to
hope-
say before
Go on.
we depart, obviously, you know, if you follow me on Instagram, I shout out the ZC Report Instagram account a lot, you know. Follow it because we're getting views, but you're not following the Instagram, so like come on.
Yeah, what's that about?
Yeah.
What's this?
And the thing of, okay, I posted this thing and it was like episode ideas, yeah. 2 people replied to it. Come on.
Look, come on. Look, we've just started, alright? So
Yeah,
give-
no, but I'm just saying,
it a
like,
little bit of time.
my point is, I sound like a beg, but I'm like, honestly, it just helps the everyone who's messaged me with like constructive criticism and like just like saying,
Oh yeah,
I've
we
enjoyed
appreciate
it.
all the support and all the criticism.
Yeah, and like a step
we really
beyond
do.
that would be contributing to the episodes which people have seemed to like. I mean, I hope that they're not just saying it, but if you like
What's that,
it,
sorry? You cut out.
I'm basically essentially saying, if you like the episodes, why not contribute and like, you know, drop a message of, oh, I think you should do
Oh right, yeah.
this.
Yeah,
Also in the
so even
comment
just,
section of the video.
just a like or you just if you're sharing it about it helps a lot, and I know a few of you have put it on your Instagram and,
Yeah, that
and
means
shared it
a
out,
lot.
which we really appreciate. But yeah.
Yeah.
So we're
That's
gonna wrap it up here. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys.
Hope this news week isn't gonna be every week, but we will see you next week for next topic.
Cool.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Peace out. See you later.